for one day. We can be heroes just for one day. I will be king, and you'll be queen. Nothing will drive us away. We can be heroes just for one day. We can be us just for one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage National Academy of Medicine President, Dr. Victor J. Dzau.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be with you at Atlantic Council's 60th Anniversary Distinguished Leadership Awards. First and foremost, I want to say how delighted I am to be joining you in person tonight after so many months of physical isolation and distancing. Now, the distinguished scientists, Professor Ugur Sahin and Dr. Özlem Türeci, both of whom I had the pleasure of introducing tonight, have much to do with how we can all get together tonight, and I'm so grateful. Before I do that, I would like to congratulate the previous two awardees, my friend Ursula von der Leyen and Albert Bourla. They are people that I admire greatly. So thank you very much. Now, it is a great honor to be presenting this award to two leaders who made the most impactful contribution in the global fight against COVID-19. I cannot think of any other individual who, through incredible foresight, scientific excellence, hard work, and risk-taking, have had such a beneficial effect on every one of us. Professor Sahin and Dr. Türeci are co-founders of BioNTech, the company that developed, in partnership with Pfizer, the world's first safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine. So earlier tonight, Pfizer Chairman CEO Albert Bourla was honored, and their transatlantic partnership has played a pivotal role in the global response to COVID-19, saving millions of lives. Ugur and Ursula met at Saarland University in Germany on a hospital cancer ward. They were driven by their passion to care for those who are suffering, and they co-founded a company in 2001 called Ganymed, focusing on developing antibody therapies for cancer. BioNTech was their second company, which aimed to develop cancer treatments, but they leveraged a number of platforms, including the mRNA platform. Shortly after the emergence of the earliest cases of COVID-19 in January 2020, they had this incredible foresight to immediately pivot all their focus to creating an mRNA vaccine to target SARS-CoV-2. You know, within 2 months, they had developed 20 vaccine candidates, 4 of which showed great promise. And as they say, the rest is history. It's worth it. You know, there are so many remarkable aspects to this story: their love of and dedication to science and medicine, their partnership in life and in business, and their groundbreaking work on mRNA vaccines. You know, that would have allowed us to be all together tonight because of that. And any part of the story would be worth celebrating. But their story is made even more inspiring when one considers the circumstances in their early lives and what they had to overcome, being raised in Germany by Turkish immigrants. Tonight, it's great to see also Albert Bourla, who's also immigrant, being celebrated. As an immigrant myself, I know firsthand how hard it is to leave everything you know, to adjust to a new culture, to overcome bias, and to be accepted in a new country. So if you consider Ugur and Ursula's achievement, you know, they're amazing in of themselves, but even more incredible when one considers what they had to surmount in their lifetime. And their work as scientists and humanitarian continues as they work to broaden the impact and availability of their technology globally. You know, BioNTech will begin construction in 2022, a manufacturing site for mRNA-based vaccine in the African Union, providing infrastructure for that continent. As that's not enough, they're also currently developing mRNA vaccine for malaria, which, if successful, could save hundreds of thousands of lives each year. So, Professor Sahin and Dr. Türeci, I cannot think of two individuals more deserving of the 2021 Distinguished Business Leadership Award. You embody two fundamental values upon which the United States and European Union have built their successes: the importance of diversity and immigration, and the belief in science. Your ability to respond so quickly to the emergence of SARS-CoV-2 and the unprecedented speed in developing the world's first COVID vaccine, and your astute partnership with Pfizer is truly a transatlantic success story that continues to save lives around the world. For all these reasons, it's my enormous pleasure and honor to present the 2021 Distinguished Business Leadership Award to the co-founders of BioNTech. Please join me in welcoming Professor Sahin and Dr. Türeci.
First of all, I wanted to thank Victor. There he is. Thank you, Victor, for your generous words. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for Ugur and me to be among the laureates of this year's Distinguished Leadership Award, and we would like to thank the Atlantic Council for bringing us onto the same stage tonight with people we cherish, with Ursula von der Leyen, with Albert Bourla, and with Dua Lipa. This is really a great honor. When we were notified about this privilege, we had two thoughts. Proud physicians that we are, our first thought was, why a leadership, not a science award? Fuchan Yuan once said that the three essentials to leadership are courage, humility, and clarity. So it turns out that what is expected from leaders is not much different from the virtues on which the two of us seek to improve continuously, because we believe that they are the key for turning science into survival. And they served us well when we were navigating the scientific and not so scientific challenges in this race against the pandemic. The search for a COVID-19 vaccine, a quest deep in uncharted territory, required courage and also required humility, which means staying teachable. All stakeholders were open to learn from each other in the face of a global threat. and we all let science and data be our teachers. The pandemic came with many unknowns, and here is where clarity of communication helped to foster patience and trust in each other's words. That brings me to the second thought we pondered. What else beyond science and leadership is a success model for the two of us? There is the saying, behind every successful man, there is a woman rolling her eyes. Well, that is definitely not. I have to disappoint you, that is not our model. Rather, our success model comes from being blessed with a tribe of comrades, of like-minded people who share our belief in science and its ability to help humanity. Our incredible team at BioNTech, our management board colleagues, our investors, our mentors, they all have been with us in this journey of many, many years. In 2020, our tribe of comrades has grown. Exhibit 1, our transatlantic alliance with you, dear Albert, and your exceptional team at Pfizer. And Exhibit 2, all those trust-based, solution-seeking cooperations formed spontaneously across public and private sector boundaries, with a shared sense of urgency, for example, with the European Commission, dear Ursula. Very special for Ugo and me, because when we founded BioNTech, our dream was not only to change treatment paradigms, but also to contribute to public-private partnership models, to new ones that would enable also a new breed of companies to better serve greater good. With answers to our two questions, Ugo and I now understand and appreciate how this award celebrates leadership in science and encourages scientists to continue confronting the many challenges impacting the well-being of humanity and the preservation of our planet. So again, thank you for this award.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Özlem. Thank you, Ursula, and thank you, Albert. And thank you to the Atlantic Council. It's really a true honor to be here tonight with all of you. As I was preparing for this meeting last week, I had a fundamental question to Özlem. Do I really need to get a tuxedo for this event here? Yes. So before Özlem could respond, our lovely teenage daughter, who was listening to the conversation, suddenly interfered and said, "Daddy, don't screw it up. You are going to meet Dua Lipa?" And I want a photo and an autograph from her. So, Albert, we have another thing in common: daughters who love Dua Lipa. So, Özlem talked about science and leadership as important factors to master a challenge of such historic dimensions. Let me conclude with another most critical factor that matters all of us: social responsibility, to be useful and to serve society. We started our project Lightspeed because we felt an obligation to act. It was our duty because we knew that our technology and our determination could make a difference to humanity. And we will continue our work until all people around the world have access to vaccines. But there is more. The development of the COVID-19 vaccine opened up the door to a new pharmaceutical class, mRNA therapies. mRNA therapies will allow us to develop new treatments against many types of diseases, cancer, autoimmune diseases, regenerative medicines, and it will also allow us, and that what we are convinced about, is to tackle old diseases that could not be addressed by vaccines or highly effective vaccines so far, like malaria, tuberculosis, or HIV. We are engaged into these projects, and we feel also the obligation to make our technology available to those who need it most. And one of our projects is related to transfer technologies to Africa and enable, after transfer of our technologies, that vaccines could be produced in Africa for Africa. Many people feel that social responsibility is the exception rather than the rule. But I don't think so. I know that the desire to help others is hardwired and encoded in our genes, or you can also say in our mRNA. These genes are not always active. They often need a trigger to be activated, an inspiration, an example, someone to take the first step. But it is also clear that social responsibility is not just a value. It is the form of any value at the testing point. It depends and it requires to be regarded, particularly when it becomes critical. We had a lot of meetings with Albert and also with Ursula. And I am grateful that at every critical situation, we were able to act in a social responsible manner. The willingness of our teams to engage every day, to volunteer 24/7 shifts, work day and night, also on the weekends, and go the thousands of extra miles, was not just based on effectivity and calculation, but it was based on everyone's motivation to help and to contribute. And it wasn't not just our teams. Nearly everyone in the pharmaceutical, medical, and the scientific community tried to get involved in fighting this pandemic. What the entire medical and scientific community has accomplished in this less than 2 years is outstanding and demonstrates the value of science to society. Sometimes the work scientists and drug developers are celebrated, like this evening's impressive award. But most often it happens behind the scenes, in quiet labs or at patients' bedside. To us, both feel equally rewarding. Özlem and I always have felt that commitment to a larger goal binds us and binds our partners and binds our society together. This is the way how we work and live, and we intend to keep going on. Inspired by this great honor tonight and the ongoing support of our friends and partners. Thank you.